All right, welcome to warm-up number 1. We're going to take you through a series of exercises. We'll come back to this warm-up several times throughout the program. This first one is the mountain climber. So get yourself into a push-up position, and when the screen turns completely blue, we'll start. Ready, go. You're going to stay in a push-up position, alternating, driving your knees forward toward the arm that's on the ground. Continue doing that for 30 seconds. You're just about halfway there. Make sure you pull your spine nice and long, keeping your eyes looking down just in front of your fingertips, your wrists below your shoulders, and being able to draw a straight line from your ear through your hip. Very good. Next, we'll go to the fire hydrant. We'll start on hands and knees. And for the first round, you're just going to lift your leg up to the side. Again, we don't have to start until the purple square has disappeared. Ready, go. Be deliberate about these movements. Take your time. Focus on keeping both hips the same distance from the ground, despite the fact that you're lifting one of your knees out to the side. So for right now, let's just focus on that left knee. Brace yourself. Keep a nice stable base, even though you're only on 2 hands and 1 knee. Good. All right, let's switch sides. So now we'll go to our right leg. The same cues I just gave you. Keep yourself stable. Keep your hips the same distance from the ground. We're just going to work on the outside of that right hip. Good. You're past halfway already. Just a few reps left to go. Keeping your eyes focused a couple inches in front of your fingertips. Now we'll go to our quadruped rotation. So you're going to start on all fours. You can keep your left arm on the ground. Put your right hand next to your ear. And we're going to twist, opening up your body. Ready, go. The athlete on the screen is moving a little bit fast. You can certainly go slower than he is. He's also keeping his eyes focused on the ground. But what I want you to do is open your eyes up to the side when you lift your elbow up over your head. Take your time, keep your core nice and strong and stable. Only 1 rep every 2 or 3 seconds. That's all we're looking for, and time. Now we'll switch. So you can put your right arm on the ground and your left hand next to your left ear. Slow rotations. Taking your time, being very deliberate about how we move. That's how this warm-up is going to go. We want to be very deliberate, prepare our body appropriately for the workout of the day. Excellent. Now we'll do our cat-cow exercise. So you're going to be on all fours, really just working the range of motion of your spine. So you're going to pull your belly button up to your spine and let your back round, and then you're going to drop your belly button down to the floor, letting your back round in the opposite direction. Really nice job. Take your time, getting a little forward and backward tilt of your hips. You're moving your head to keep it in line with the rest of your spine as you go. Very good. Next we'll do our pogo hops. All we're going to be doing is hopping about 1 or 2 inches off the ground, staying in place. And I really want you, just like you see our athlete doing on screen, to focus on keeping your feet right below your hips, keeping your knees between your feet and hips. Ready, go. The pogo hop is a pretty quick exercise. Over the course of this 30 seconds, you may get 40 or more reps. Take your time, land softly. Every one of those reps is an opportunity to get better or to get worse at jumping and landing. So we want you to take your time, absorb all those forces appropriately. Nice and soft feet. Slight bend of your hips. Definitely a bend of your knees. End time. Our last exercise is a skater hop. We don't want you to break any world records, so we're not jumping too far, but all we're doing is moving from side to side, just like our athlete does here. We want you to do your best to freeze for a split second when you land on each foot. Ready, go. This gives us a chance to practice a little bit of plyometric activity, jumping and landing, but also agility, because this is what you do when you change direction. You plant on one foot and go in the opposite direction. The skater hop is a perfect way to practice that. Just a couple more seconds to go. We are almost done with the warm-up. All right, so let's finish up strong. 3, 2, 1. Have a great workout.
All right, great job with your warm-up. We're going to get into day 1, which is really going to be the first day of our fall program. So welcome. I'm Jimmy. This is Henry over here. We're going to get you through a couple exercises. We're going to spend these first couple days really focused on getting your technique right. And then for days 5, 6, 7, and 8, which is way down the road, we'll make sure that you guys are doing those exercises not only the right way, but with a little bit of intensity. So we're going to start with a quarter squat. Today's going to be a jumping day, and a quarter squat is really the foundation of how we jump and how we land. So Henry, I'm going to have you stand face me to the side. Perfect. We're going to do 3 sets of 5 quarter squats. So all I'm going to have you do, keep your head pulled up nice and high, and just push your hips back about, let's say, 6 inches or so. Perfect. Let's do 5 of those. Good. Good. We got a nice straight line. Join in. All right. If you need to look over at what Henry's doing, you could do that. But for the most part, really just focus on pushing your hips back 6, even 12 inches or so. Good. All right. Then we'll do the same thing from the front. It's not too demanding of an exercise, so you should be okay. So let's get our feet about shoulder width. If you want your toes pointed out slightly, that's fine. All right. Keep your eyes up, chest up. Now that we can see Henry from the front, what we really want to notice is, are his knees staying over his shoelaces? That's really important. So if you can keep your shins parallel to one another, it's going to keep your body nice and healthy while you do the exercise. Good. All right, take another second. We're going to go through one more round. And again, this is the foundation of how we jump and land. We usually don't jump all the way from a full squat. We don't land all the way in a full squat. Usually we're doing it from a quarter squat. So that's what I want to focus on. Just kind of getting this position right so we feel comfortable. Good. Good. And again, you join in, you go while Henry's doing his squats. Okay, so now we're going to go to our vertical jump. We're going to start with relatively low intensity, like 25% effort. We're going to work our way up. So we have 4 sets of 3. When we jump, we usually aren't going to jump in big batches. We're not going to do 10 jumps in a row. We're not going to do 20 jumps in a row. We're going to do 3 jumps at a time. So we can really focus on our technique for each of those jumps. So Henry, we're going to go 3 jumps, 25% effort. When you land, I want you to sort of land on the balls of your foot and then roll back so you're on a flat foot and your hips are pushed back. So we'll jump about 25% effort and then land in that quarter squat position. Okay, 3 times here. Good. Excellent. Okay, now I'm going to have you turn and face the other side. We're going to go 50% effort. So just right over there. 50% effort, a little bit higher. Maybe it's 2-3 inches higher here for these 3 jumps. Good. Beautiful. Okay. We're going to do, catch your breath here. Then we're going to go to a 75% effort. All right, so we like to do jumps, some things that are explosive in the beginning of the workout so your legs aren't tired yet. This way we can focus on having the right technique. Right, so as soon as you feel good. Good. Notice Henry's driving his hips forward, and that's where that movement should come from. We get all of our acceleration for that jump from our hips, and then when we come down, we absorb all those forces with our hips moving backwards. All right? But when you're ready, we'll get the last set. Just 3 more. Let's go somewhere between 80, 90% here. Doesn't have to be all out, but just 3 big jumps. Very good. Okay, nice. So we've gotten our plyometrics, our jumping stuff out of the way. Now we're going to move to some lower body strength training. And we've already done quarter squats. You've worked that movement a little bit. Now we're going to go into a body weight squat. So what I'm going to have Henry do is bounce between the body weight squat, which we're going to do for 7 repetitions, all right, 7 body weight squats. We're going to get as low as we can comfortably. So we're not looking for you to go so low that your technique breaks down, just as low as you can comfortably. And then we're going to pair that with 14 calf raises. So 7 squats, 14 calf raises on 2 feet. And I want you to drive all 10 toes into the ground. So we're really putting even pressure across the front of your foot. All right, we're going to do 5 rounds of that. 5 rounds of that. This is our big superset for today. All right, so Henry, when you're ready, we got 7 squats, 14 calf raises. Good. Now when you're squatting, if you have a camera or a mirror in front of you, I want you to use that to your advantage. Watch your kneecaps. So notice Henry's doing a really good job keeping his kneecaps over his shoelaces, pushing his hips back so his hips, knees, ankles, they're all really staying in a nice straight line. Good. These supersets are a great way as we get into the fall season to get a lot of training in a short amount of time. You shouldn't need to have too much rest because it's a different set of muscles when you squat to when you do a calf raise, for example. So if we bounce back and forth between the two, it shouldn't take you as long. Good. Catch your breath. It's probably been about 30 or 40 seconds. If you feel good, we can get into that next round here. Good. Those of you following along, if you need a little bit more time, that's okay. You can catch up to us. If it's just moving way too fast for you, my recommendation would actually be to come back for the recorded version that we're going to put up on our site a bit later. But if you're able to hang with him, certainly go for it. Try to keep that rest in between exercises as short as possible. Because we're doing so many reps, 7 times 5, what's that, 35 squats and 14 times 5, which is something like 70 calf raises, it can be easy to lose track of how many reps you're doing and how your technique should be, but I want you to really stay focused here. So Henry's driving all 10 toes into the ground. Sometimes you might roll to the outside of your foot or the inside of your foot. We really want to be as even as we can. All right, so that's 2 rounds.
Yep.
Good job. Very good. We hope you were training with us all summer. If you didn't get a chance to, that's okay. You may be a little sore after this if you haven't been doing a lot of training, but by the end of the fall season, I think you'll be really happy that you've stuck with this. You'll be that much stronger, that much more fit. When the playoffs roll around, you never know, that could be the difference between a win and a loss. All right, so 3 rounds are done. We could take a slightly longer break here if you want. We've just got 2 rounds left to go. Then we're done with our lower body training for the day. We're gonna hit a little bit of core. We'll send you guys for your cool down, and then we'll call it a day. So, pretty good. All right, let's get these final 2 rounds. Again, just like we talked about the jumping, don't let trying to get as many exercises in a short period of time as possible have a bad effect on your technique. Technique should be number 1. Excellent job, Henry. Good. Our time. We can also play with the length of time that we take to lower ourselves on the squat or to raise our body up on the calf raise. You could go slower, you can go faster. Obviously, the slower you go, you're just going to get a little bit more of a burn. The faster you go, you might kind of work that explosive component of the muscles a little bit more. Good. All right, so we've got 4 rounds down, 1 round to go for our lower body superset here. We try to split the days upper body, lower body. Today's a plyometric, lower body, and core day. Later in the week on Thursday, it's going to be agility. We'll change of speed, change of direction, upper body, and then we'll hit core again because it's so important. But all right, Henry, we've got our last one here. Very good. Awesome. Notice Henry's technique's not breaking down. Hopefully the same is true for you. Nice straight spine, pushing his hips down, getting nice and low. And just like we talked about in the beginning, as low as you can comfortably. We don't want you going lower than you can comfortably because at that point, technique starts to break down. Good, Henry. Just pull your head up a little bit more towards the ceiling. Perfect. Sometimes we're tempted to look down at our feet, and it's good for the first couple reps, but by the end of a set, we want to really focus on that posture. Very good. Awesome work. Okay, so now we've got our final superset of the day. There's going to be 2 exercises here. 3 sets of these exercises, so 3 rounds. Last time we did 5. This time we're going to do 3 rounds. We're going to do a prone plank, so we're going to be on a regular plank. You've probably done these in PE many times. We're going to ideally hold for 30 seconds. So I have a stopwatch here. I'll keep track of your time. The goal is to hold it for 30 seconds. If you cannot do it, if you feel like your technique is breaking down, rest. I'd rather you do 10 seconds perfectly than 30 seconds with crummy technique, because we are always about technique over length of time or adding weight. So prone plank is going to be first, and then a prone full body extension. So you're going to be really laying on your stomach for all of these, but the full body extension, sometimes you call it a Superman, that's going to work the muscles down the back of your body. So you get the front with the plank and the back with the prone full body extension. So Henry, if you don't mind laying down into position, elbows are going to be, so what Henry's doing right now, we might call a high plank. You can go high, so up on your hands in a push-up position, or you can go down on your elbows. If you want to switch back and forth between the two, like for the first round you go high plank, for the second you go prone. It's totally your call. All right, so I'm going to start the clock. You good to go? Yep. Cool. Ready, set, go. Okay. All right, so those of you guys join in. We want to have a straight line, just like you see here with Henry, from your ear, through your shoulder, down through your hip, and down to your heel. All right, our goal is to keep the body properly aligned. The challenge of a plank is, can you do that and hold it for the whole length of the exercise? We're at 20 seconds, 10 seconds to go. Good, Henry, keep it up. Pull that belly button in a little bit, flatten your back out. Yep. And time. Very good. All right, everybody relax. Now we're going to lay straight down on your stomach. Hands are going to be out in front of you. And what I'm going to have you do is keep your chin tucked. So your chin is really going to, your spine is going to stay nice and straight. But you're going to lift your hands and feet at the same time. And you're going to be working all those muscles down the back of your body. Good. Ready? Go. Henry's already got 2. We're going to go 10 times. So we're not holding this one. We're just going to do 10 reps. Good, Henry. Very good. Don't be tempted to lift your face up and look forward. We really want to keep our spine nice and long. We don't want to be bending your neck in those awkward positions. Excellent job. Very good. Catch your breath. All right, we've got 2 more rounds. And again, if you want to change up the plank here, you're more than welcome to. So if you did a high plank the first time and you want to go on your elbows this time, that is absolutely cool with us. All right, so get yourself into that plank position and go. Very good, nice straight line. Again, if you need a break, take it. We want good technique before anything else. We will have plenty of time over these next 12 weeks for you to build up the length of time that you're doing the planks, or the amount of repetitions, or how deep you go in your squat. 10 seconds to go. Really good job. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Okay. Catch your breath for a second. We're going to go that second round of the prone full body extension. And then we will wrap it up with round 3 of each exercise after that. Now for this second round, if you want to do maybe right leg, left leg, and then switch sides, that's fine too. Just get 10 total reps. Just working a little bit of a different angle here. Awesome. Great job. Good control, right? We're not just flinging our arm up and down. A lot of control. Henry's moving nice and slow, holding that for a half second at the top. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to go to our last plank. We're going to go final round here for the day before we send you off to your cool down. All right. And there we go. Timer started. Henry, you pull your hands back like 3 inches. There we go. You may notice that it feels like your shoulders are working in a funny way, and sometimes it's just because we put our hands out a little bit too far forward. We really want your hands, your wrists, right below your shoulders. Or if you're doing it on your elbows are right below your shoulders. Henry's doing a great job. He's got his eyes facing straight down, right in between his hands or right in between his fingertips. That's what we're looking for. And time. Very good. All right. Final exercise of the final round is our prone full body extension, 10 reps here. And you can go whenever you're ready. Good, Henry. Really good. Nice work. Good. Hold at the top. Excellent. And time. All right, so that is all we have for the workout, the tough part of today. Introduced a couple new exercises if you weren't with us in the summertime. But now it's time for your cool down. So in the beginning, we warmed up. We got you some dynamic flexibility exercises, went through our plyometrics, our lower body, and our core. And then we're going to wrap you up with a cool down, which is going to be a lot of static stretching. Take your time. Enjoy the cool down. It's usually the best part of the workout. And we will see you back here later in the week for day number 2. All right, thanks everyone.
Now it's time to cool down. Just like the warm-up, we'll go while the purple rectangle is disappearing. We'll go through the instructions for the exercise, and then it's your turn to go for it once the blue rectangle starts disappearing. So let's sit down, hands on the ground. We're going to do a figure 4 stretch. Ready, go. For this one, you can lift your left leg up and put your left ankle just behind your right knee, or just above your right knee. We're going to hold that position and get a nice stretch on the outside of that left hip. Breathe nice and deep. Keep your spine nice and long. Just going to take our time here. Very good. We'll switch sides in just a few seconds. Just be prepared. Very good. Let's switch. Even though our athlete's got his left leg up, you're going to switch. You're going to put your right leg behind your left knee. Just going to get a nice stretch on the outside of that right hip. We give you a little longer for the cool down. We take our time. We only have a few stretches to go through. We just want this to be a nice relaxing time for you to start the recovery process after a tough workout. Remember to pull your head up nice and long. Keep that spine long. We'll stay seated for our next exercise. Very good. So now we're going to do our butterfly stretch. You've probably done this many times. I want you to think about keeping your spine really long during this stretch. You're going to need a little stretch on the inside, those adductors that we were working in our warm-up. Ready, go. Pull your spine long. As you feel comfortable, you can lean a little bit further forward. This is all about recovery. Just take your time. Find what feels good. Well beyond halfway, just a few seconds to go. Get to our fourth exercise, which is going to be the child's pose. You'll actually get into like a hands and knees kneeling position to start. And here we go. Hands and knees, then I want you to really stretch your arms out overhead. Get a great stretch here. If you sit down on your heels, you might get a little bit of a stretch in the upper thigh, which is great. Also going to get a nice back stretch. So make your body really nice and long here. Take your time, breathe deep. If you need to come out of the position for a few seconds just to reset, of course that's all right. It's all about doing what's best for you. About a quarter of the way there, a couple seconds more. If you ever want to come back to any of these exercises, you are more than welcome to do so. Now we'll sit back on our behind. We're going to do a sit and reach hamstring stretch. So bring one foot to your other foot's inside of your thigh. Going to reach out. If you can't touch your foot, that's okay. Goal here is just to get a good stretch in the hamstring, the back of your upper thigh. Do your best to keep that bottom leg straight and really do your best to keep your spine straight. Our athlete here is flexed pretty far forward, but as you can see, he's sort of lost that alignment of his spine. So do your best to keep your spine nice and straight. It actually makes the exercise a little harder. So if you can't stretch as far, but you can keep your spine straight, I'd be happy with that. Good. About 3/4 of the way through, we're almost done with this one, and then we'll just switch to the other side, and that'll be it for today. All right, let's switch. Good. Nice long spine, straight leg out. And if you can't touch your toes, that's okay. We are going to do this warm up a couple times over the next few weeks, and if you can't touch your toes now, maybe you'll be a little bit closer within the next couple weeks. So just keep it up, don't give up. Get a nice long stretch, good chance to recover after that tough lower body workout. All right, and that's all we have for today. Thank you so much. See you soon.